I do believe we are ready to get the first presenter of today, health stroke hospitals. So health stroke hospitals, who is the presenter? Can we see the presenter, please? You can put up your hand. The presenter, you can put up your hand. The presenter is actually the secretary of the group. Fine, thank you. So we are giving you co-host rights so that you can start.
Unsharing.
Who is our timekeeper? Who is our timekeeper? Yeah. Okay. Okay, one of the co-hosts is going to be our timekeeper. Mukisa Daniela, you're going to be our timekeeper. So you start timing. Nicole. Nicole, the floor is yours.
Excuse me.
So our group was health and hospitals, and I'm the chairperson, and Edna Fedora is the secretary. We were given to show the application of ICTs.
Nicole, please, voice, get nearer to your microphone. And if you have something to share with us, you can share. For example, if you have a presentation, I don't know what you have.
Excuse me, Mr.
Yes, please. Members, in the interest of time, I'm going to mute all of us, and then I will only leave the people who are supposed to unmute themselves. Nicole, the floor is yours, please.
Okay, people. So, what me and my group decided to do was ICT helps monitor patient's temperature or health status, and keeping track of patient record helps to regulate oxygen levels of patients in ICUs, helps in making machines that are needed in the different sections in hospitals, helps to store vaccines, like the machines used to store vaccines are made using agriculture. Using ICT helps in security, protecting the hospital, helps in research in the lab research. That's all we decided on.
Okay, thank you.
Can
Yes, thank you. That is all you decided upon, but in some of the points you need to explain a little bit on what you've written down for members to understand easily, because members are supposed to make their own notes. We are not going to have notes displayed here because we have very many areas. So can you please try to elaborate on some points?
Okay.
You have you've used, I think, only 2 minutes of, I don't know how many minutes has she used, timekeeper?
3 minutes.
You have 2 extra minutes. Please explain to us a few things here and there.
Okay, like keeping track of patient records, and store it in a computer search, like to find out when the patient, for children who are being immunized, they can keep the records when this child was immunized and when he's coming back for the next vaccine. And making machines, like let me say, with the dental section of the hospital, they have X-rays, they have many machines that they use. In the lab research, we have the microscopes and the refrigerators where they keep vaccines and other substances that they use in the laboratory, and security when they're like protecting the hospital, to monitor patient health status, like those in ICUs, just in case maybe one needs more oxygen, more medicine, and they can also use it for communication. The doctors in the hospital can use it for communication. Yeah, that's how I can explain.
Okay. Thank you, Nicole, for that presentation. Daniela, each presenter has 5 minutes. Please mark that each presenter has 5 minutes. Then we go into Q&A, question and answer, and then that particular area is finished. Okay. Now Daniela has Nicole has presented health/hospitals. Do we have questions for Daniela? Do we have questions for Daniela? Sorry, for Nicole. For Nicole. We have 2 minutes for that. Okay. Yes, Esther. Oh. Esther, your network is a little bit problematic, so probably you're going to type in the chat. Yes, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you.
Child, this is not a question. I'm just asking for you to give me co-host rights, because I'm in the next presentation.
Don't worry, Daniela. You will get the co-host rights when you are presenting next. Don't worry. We are still dealing with Nicole and health/hospitals. Okay. Yes, Jeremy.
Excuse me, teacher?
Yes, please.
Teacher, it's my first time here. I'm a bit confused on what we're doing.
Oh, Jeremy, fine. We shall explain. We are going to explain. Any questions for Nicole, members? Any questions for Nicole? Any questions for Nicole? Sister, can you share your presentation so that Jeremy can know what we are doing?
Okay. You made the presentation well.
No, the activity slide.
Okay.
The activity slide. Okay, Jeremy, I believe you are now able to see that we gave an activity some 2 weeks ago. Last week we were giving out logins for members, but in the previous lesson 2 weeks ago we gave an activity, and the activity was in groups with the help of the internet and any other source of information, that is any other source of information of your interest. Find out how ICT can apply it in any one area specified below. We went into groups, and those groups were health/hospitals, banks, security, industry, transport, business, and politics. So therefore today the different groups are presenting their findings. We have just completed health/hospitals, and it was ably presented by Ada Nicole. and we have not had any person asking Ada or Nicole any question, meaning that he has done a good job. Okay, I can see Lumu Joshua's hand is up.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes,
I was
please.
still asking her.
Who has muted you?
Excuse me, teacher. I've just entered in. Could you please repeat briefly the points of how ICT is used in health? Because someone else, I also just saw was muted.
Now, Joshua, we are time barred because we have seven areas to look at, and those 7 areas that we have to look at, we are giving each area 7 minutes. 7 times 7 is 49, and we left just a few minutes for by the ways here and there. Now this session is being recorded. We are going to share the recording after the session, and you'll get to know what Ada has mentioned under health and hospitals. Likewise, please, anyone who is joining in late, please let us move as we are going, because we need to get points for all the 7 areas so that we know what we are going to do. Once you miss anything, please, we have a recording. We are going to give you the recording in the groups. Okay. Sister, any comment? Health hospitals?
Yeah, I think Nicole, I don't know whether Nicole did that with a group, because the group was very big. That is what I think, but I don't know, according to me, the points are very few given the group they had, and then given the time, the 2 weeks time they have had. I don't know whether I'm a little bit, I don't know, but that is what, according to me, that is what I've realized. I don't know, other group members, please, I don't know whether they work together, Mr. Angela. That has been my observation.
Yeah, true, the observation is right, but remember we sent them into groups, and they had to share contacts, the chairperson and then the secretary, so that group members could send for them points. So Nicole, back to you. Did you work as a group?
Yes, it did.
Okay, so Nicole says they worked as a group, and probably that is what they were able to go through. So sister, I request that you take note of what they have mentioned and what they have not mentioned. You wrap up in the last few minutes of the lesson. Okay. Next is banks. Next is banks. Okay. Namatovu, you are the one presenting.
Yes, teacher, I'm done presenting.
Okay. Now, if you have a presentation, please give us the presentation. And I would request by the members who are presenting, if you are in a free environment, you can also put on the video for us, so that we don't just see. If you're not giving us a presentation like on a phone, you're not sharing on a phone, you're not sharing a PowerPoint, you could open your video and we see who is talking to us. Okay, the floor is yours. Daniela, start timing the 5 minutes.
Okay. ICT tools like cameras can be used in banks for security. Some ICT machines is counting of money. Like, for example, if I go to the bank, these days when you go to the bank, they don't count money manually. They use they just put the money in a machine after the machine counts. I hope everybody relates to that. ICT tools like computers can be used to keep records in a bank, like for example, the records of the number of accounts which are in a bank, all those records. There are a lot of records in a bank, so you cannot just write them down. You also have to put it in a computer. Uh, ICT tools can be used to check exchange rates. Yes, teacher. Teacher, can you hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you. We are hearing you.
Okay. Uh, ICT tools can be used to calculate expense rates.
Okay, are you done, Namatovu?
Yes, teacher, I'm done.
You can call on your group members to supplement if you have, because you've barely used the 5 minutes.
Okay.
Shall use only 2 minutes.
Okay. So you can call upon your group members to supplement.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, you can call them up.
I think, yeah, Joy and Nena.
Joy. We need to give Joy. We need to unmute Joy.
Joy was the chairperson during the whole break room thing.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Joy, the floor is yours.
Yes. Banks. ICT enables banks to a record of each customer's withdrawals and deposits. And the remaining is only answers were mentioned.
Joy, the floor is yours, and you are keeping quiet. Joy, are you through with the points? With your points? Okay, members in the banking industry, besides Namatovu, is there any other person who can add to banks / industries? Sorry, banks, not industries. Banks only.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes, please.
I was giving like a major point of ICT in banks. ICT, if we look at all these points like security, it eases counting of money, it helps to calculate expense rates, keeping records. ICT, to give a summary of everything, it improves the effectiveness of the bank.
Okay, thank you, Namatovu. Yes. Jeremy, your hand is up.
Yeah, but ICT helps in counting money in banks and also distribution. ICT helps in the safety of banks.
Okay, Jeremy has said accounting of money and then safety of banks, but he has left the statements hanging. Members, learn to give more flesh to your statements. Safety, how? Because safety is something that is too big. You need to tell us safety in the banks. How? The how is what we want. The how is what we are most interested in. Yes, Nicholas Businge.
Teacher, I was just adding another point on banks, and ICT tools like ATMs are used to obtain money.
Please give more flesh on
I
obtain.
used, I used to I used to withdraw money.
Okay, only withdrawing money.
Yeah.
Okay, that is what you basically know. Okay, Jeremy. Jeremy, are you back? Please try to unmute yourself, Jeremy. I think Jeremy left the...
Yes, teacher. I'm here.
Yes, your hand is still up. I can see your hand is still up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I left it up. I'm sorry.
Hey, okay. Thank you. Okay. Members of banks, members in banks, I believe they must have exhausted their points. Daniela,
Yes,
how much time do we have left?
Are you asking up to 249?
No, not up to 249. In this, for these ones here.
The minutes are even over.
Hey, okay. Fine, let us give them 2 minutes for questions and answers. Anyone wants to ask questions and answers, and we get answers from the banking sector? Anyone having questions for the banking? Sister, any comment? I don't see any hands coming up. Any comment, sister?
Of course, there are no hands, but just like we said, let us continue since people don't have other questions. Maybe we shall see after.
Okay. Next, we have security. Who is presenting on behalf of security? Who is presenting on behalf of security? Okay, Alan, you have the co-host rights. Alan, you have the co-host rights.
Now, like security, like officers use CCTV cameras to monitor the area. Now, like traffic comes, they use the devices to manage traffic in an area. So am I right or wrong?
Alan.
Yes.
We are listening to you for 5 minutes. When you are done with all your points as the presenter for security, you will tell us that I am through. We are listening. We are all listening in.
Yes, teacher, I'm through.
Were you the presenter for security?
No, I don't think so.
I think I need to check my list once again. Security, there was Laureen. Is Laureen with us? Is Laureen with us, please? Do we have the members of security?
Recording in progress.
Now that is why I didn't want to give people co-host rights, because some of you don't know how to use co-host rights. Okay, I think let us skip security for the time being. Industry.
Teacher, industry, we have Esther. If you can give her co-host rate and she shares her screen.
Can I see her put her on?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Esther, the floor is yours. You want to share?
Yes.
Okay, sister, I think first and share. Okay, as Esther is preparing to share, someone is asking, Anna is asking, what did the teacher mean by presentations? Now, Esther, no, Anna, what you're looking at is what we mean by a presentation. Someone sits down and puts his points either on a piece of paper or in PowerPoint or any other means that he can use, and then comes and shares it with us. That is what we mean by presentations. Okay, Esther, you can continue.
Angela.
Yes, sister.
Yes, Angela.
Yes, sister.
I'd like to ask members for the
Yeah, you
paper
can see how
Esther, hold on.
So here in the chat, people are sharing things related to exams. When are exams? So members, I request that this is not time for exams. Forget that, and we concentrate on what we are doing. Thank you so much.
how ICT can be applied in industries. Can you hear me well?
Esther, please go on. The floor is yours.
ICT can be applied used in the running of machines in industries using computers with control apps and many other mechanisms. This means that we can use ICT when we're running the machines in industries. In order for them to work and produce products, we have to use ICT to control the machines and they do the work which they are ordered to do. Our second point is ICT can be used in the enforcement of security in and out of the industry using CCTV cameras and computers. These CCTV cameras are connected to computers in which the security enforcers can see what is happening in and out of the industry. So we can also use ICT in enforcing security in and out of the industry. ICT can also be applied in conferences or meetings when planning for the industry using applications like Zoom when decision making. Like now the way we are using Zoom, we are in a meeting, is also the same thing which can be used in industries if they have more planning for the industry. So the industry people can also use ICT in modern designing of goods with variety of color and pictorials using a computer-based system. Like you can use a certain computer-based system to design goods. Let me say you're designing a good like geisha, you can design it with many pictorials, you can put many colors, and you can use ICT to do that. ICT can also be used in the marketing of goods with advertisements, which increases competitiveness in a market area. These advertisements are made using ICT, using computers, and the marketing of goods using advertisements. These advertisements are made using computers and causes competitiveness in a market area. ICT can also be used in the manufacturing and production of goods in the industry. As I said in our first point, it can be used in the running of machines. These machines are the ones which manufacture and produce the goods in the industry. And that's all I have. That's all our group has contributed.
Okay, thank you very much, Esther and Hannah, plus the entire group. Members, any questions for this group? Any questions for this group? Would like to thank them for having come up with their points computerized, like in an ICT manner, because we are dealing with ICT and we have to think of ways of producing our work using ICT. This is one very good example of application of ICT in a lesson. So I would like to thank this group of industries. Okay, any questions for the group? Any questions for the group? Any additions if you think they left out something very important? Any additions if you think they left out something very important? Okay, I think silence means these people have done a wonderful job. So please, let us thank the group of Esther and Hannah for work well done. Sister, which is the next group that is on the line? Okay, we skipped security earlier on. I don't know whether someone for security is available. Jeremy, your hand is up. You can unmute.
Yeah, security helps in development.
Sorry, Jeremy. Jeremy, are you the presenter for security?
I'm not sure.
Okay, let us skip that group for the time being. Now, industry next. Who is industry, please? Who is for industries?
We have just presented.
Sorry. Transport. Transport. Who is for transport? Nicole, are you for transport?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Please try to be audible enough. If you are, do you have a presentation? Do you have something you want to share with us?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Sister can give you permission to share.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we are visibly seeing your screen with all the transitions coming in. We are enjoying everything.
Okay. So my name is Nicole Matha, and I'm in Gaiva High School, and I'm the chairperson for the transport group for S1 to B. So before we start with giving the ways how ICT is applied in transport, we need to first know what ICT is. And ICT refers to technologies that provide access to information to telecommunications. And you can see that ICT in full, for those of you who do know, is information and communication technology. So these are the ways how ICT is applied in transport. Our first point was ICT or technology is used to make more advanced vehicles, which improves on the transport in an area. In the early days, people used to use bicycles or walk on foot, but ever since technology was introduced, people started making cars, and now people can move long distances in a short amount of time. And ICT enables people to easily book flights from the comfort of their homes. As we can see, ICT means information and communication technologies. So people can easily communicate to the flight industry and book their tickets for their flights without having to move from their sitting room, literally. Our third point was through technology, the transport sector can provide more efficient results. Nowadays, people can move comfortably, can move long distances very comfortably without any struggles. Before, when people were using bicycles, people had to use, you need to have a lot of energy to ride a bicycle. So now you can just sit in your car without having to use that much energy or force. And also, through ICT or technology, people can transport their goods to other countries with promotes trade. Now people can use things like, means of transport like ferries or even use an aeroplane and transport their goods to other countries and they will get market for their goods and their produce can also be widely spread around the globe. Also, through ICT, people can easily plan trips more efficiently. Since ICT involves communication, you won't have to move anywhere to plan your trips. You can just use the internet and then you can book everything that you need for your trip without having to worry about anything. Then we also say that with ICT, not only do people plan trips more efficiently, as noted in point number 5, but they also save more time by doing so. You won't have to move around places getting everything that you need for your trip. You can just sit down in one place on your laptop and plan everything from there. And my conclusion was, last but not least, transport has become faster through technology. Now you can move very long distances in a short amount of time through technology. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our presentation from the transport team of SRTV. Thank you very much for your time. Any questions?
Okay, thank you, Nicole. Was it Nicole? Yes, that was Nicole Matha. Thank you for that wonderful presentation. Members, Nicole is waiting for any questions. Nicole is waiting for any questions. Likewise, I'm also waiting for people to ask Nicole questions. Yes, Namatovu, your hand is up.
Teacher, I was kindly asking if Nicole can put back her screen.
She's listening. Nicole, can you bring back your screen? And then Namatov asks. Yes, Namatov. Has Namatov gone off? Namatov, please stay unmuted because you wanted to ask.
Okay, teacher, I just wanted to see her screen so I can take screenshots.
Okay, there they are. Okay, as Namatov, now Lumu, your hand is up.
Teacher, I have a question for Nicole. Let her first put back the previous screen and I show her a point where I want to ask myself a question. I want to ask a question. Like now, this point, through technology, the transport sector can bring more efficient results. Now, what does she mean by that? What do you mean by that?
As I said before, people were using vehicles like bicycles. Now with cars, you don't need to use too much energy to use a car. But with bicycles, you need a lot of energy if you're going to move a long distance. And with cars, you can move a long distance in a short amount of time and also while you're very comfortable. I hope I answered your question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, thank you, teacher. I mean, teacher, excuse me, teacher.
Yes, please.
Uh, mm, even May has not been around, so we have put Nalule Rina to be in her place of Secretary of Points.
Okay, no problem. We shall get to you when that time comes. Okay. Yes, sister. Your hand is up. Okay. Okay. See, noted. Okay. If there are no more questions if there are no more questions for sister, yes.
So, Mr. Anyala, thank you so much. I'd like to thank Esther very much because her application of ICT has been applied there. And I think they did a great work. There is something I saw in their presentation. It was a kind of an audio. I don't know what it meant. We are beyond time, but I saw something like an audio put in there. I don't know what it was all about. I don't know whether you saw it, Mr. Anyala. On that slide, she had inserted it.
Let us speak for us. Let us speak for herself. Nicole.
Yes, teacher.
Have you inserted any audio in your slides?
No.
But I saw something there. It is okay. I saw it there. It was something.
Okay, thank you.
So I think
thank you, Nicole. Maybe she was trying out something and she by mistake forgot that. But it was an audio. Yes, I saw it. It was an audio clip. Meaning there is an insertion of audio somewhere. Okay. Next is business. Next is business. Business. Who is for business? Who is for business? Okay. The floor is yours, Amara. The floor is yours. If you have a presentation, please.
Yes, teacher.
Share with us your presentation. Yes. Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
We are fine, Sam.
Okay. Share my screen. So, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we are seeing your screen.
Okay. It comments. Yes, so this is the presentation I was working on for our group to show the applications of how ICT can be used in business. Now the first question is what could ICT be? ICT in full is information, communication and technology. That's what's in full. Then what does it represent is ICT, what it's trying to show us is that through ICT we can ease the management of how we do our work and other things. Then the question can be what could mean application, and then the answer can be application can be something a specific role, something can be used to add on to something specific to make it better in our own words. Then what could business be? Someone would ask you what could business be? Then what you'd say, business is an activity while one is trying to make a living, to make money by producing and buying of products. Now we go to the applications of ICT in business. Now we're done with that introduction. Now let's time to pick the applications. The first one can be used in advertisement. What I mean is that as you're using ICT, businesses can use ICT in advertising. In which way?
can be used in designing the paper for a certain business or for a certain company. Then the next point can be, it can be used in budgeting. So now when the business or any company is using ICT, now they can come and say that, now they can come and then they get money from the customers. So what are they going to do with it? So now this is where ICT comes from. So now they use the ICT in budgeting, in which way? To by making probably an account, then you put it, as we were talking about in banking, using ICT applications in banking. They can put their money in, I would say, in an online bank, whereby they save their money and then they budget ahead now for the future. Next point can be for security. Now ICT, take for instance, companies which are having buildings can be holding important things. Now take for instance, if a thief came in, they will now use ICT. Now they will use CCTV cameras to probably get the person to probably get what happened in the building, or to see what caused any disruption in it. Next point can be, it helps improving information and knowledge. No, it helps improve information and knowledge management. Now ICT, the application now in business. Now what I mean when they're saying it improves information knowledge and it helps in management. Now information and the knowledge, let me say information alone. Now they're able to collect data from each of their customers' response to them through this application. Then after they collect it, what they do is they read through it using their knowledge to understand what would the customers, what would they need, so that they can keep making the product better and better. That's how ICT comes in and helps them. They can go and research on how to improve more on their company's resources and products. The next point can be, it also reduces transactions. So take for instance, now if you want to, yes, it also reduces transaction. So what I mean by transaction is money can be, yes, it can be expensive while buying these ICT tools, but also now in the process of the customers, or should I say the company or the business or the products which they are producing, it cannot waste time, because now take for instance, now they need to send this. Now customers can easily go onto the net, they look for the company's products and they can easily get the products without wasting too much time. That's what I mean in transaction, as they are sending or receiving their messages. Then they can monitor their business transaction easily. So now as the customer is buying, now the businesses or the companies can use ICT in which way? They can go onto their computer, like how I'm doing right now. They go and research. Then afterwards, they go and see who has bought, who has not bought, when was this thing delivered, what time was it delivered, who delivered it. That's how they can monitor their business transactions. And that was it. Now the next slide. Now also, I know they didn't want us to research on this, but I decided, let me just do this. Is now just a by the way. Now as using this ICT, the application of ICT in business is really good, but also we need to also take note of there could be some risks. First risks can be, now as we are using these applications, there are also some risks also. First one can be, it can be expensive, as I was talking before, that when you're using these ICT tools, they can be expensive to buy or to repair. Next point can be, now if you're doing your online budgeting, now you keep your money like on account. But now these days, if we're not careful, we can have people who can come and hack and steal the money. Should I say, let me give an example. Now take for instance, you're keeping your money online on an account, then someone finds your password, goes into your account, steals all your money, and leaves you with nothing. So we need to also be really careful as we're doing our online budgeting. Next point. That was it. Then I have also this. Now these are like advantages to using the ICT in business. Now it's not time consuming, it eases advertisement, and we're able to budget financially very easily. So I want to say thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time. This is what me and my group we could try and bring up our ideas, and we hope you have had a good time listening to us. Thank you for that time. Yes.
Oh, thank you, Amara, for that wonderful presentation and for taking us even through the risks. Yeah? The risks, that was very important because we are all running businesses, and somewhere in the chat here I saw someone, hey, yesterday we got hacked, my mom's Gmail account was hacked. Those are issues that we need to take care of. Members, questions? Any question for Muhwezi? Any question for Muhwezi before we can listen to the next presenter? And we are time bad. Yes, Businje. Yes, Businge, your hand is up.
I did understand the point of business transactions.
Okay, now what I was meaning by business transactions, like take for instance, now they want to, yes, let me use this example. Now, as they are going through because now in businesses these days, now since we have these ICT tools, now they can easily go and check as they are doing an easy transaction with the customer, as the customer is buying online, because now they won't waste time in saying that the customer, actually they won't waste the customer's time in taking them for the customer to come to them, then she goes back. It will ease their transaction and make it very, should I say, friendly with the customer, so that the customer can also be happy and the company is also managing it very well.
Okay, then I have Hadia. Hadia, you can unmute and ask.
Teacher, actually, I don't want to ask a question. I want to request him to take back to the point where he was explaining how ICT is used in business, because my connection was a bit non-stable, so I could not hear or see what he was presenting, honestly.
Okay, now members, I will request all these people to send us the presentations. You have my WhatsApp number, please. Whoever has presented or whoever has spoken, please prepare your presentation, send it to me. I want to share all these presentations in the groups so that we avoid the screenshotting here and there. I'm going to ask everyone to send me their presentation, and I will send the presentation in the groups as they have been presented. So Hadia, I think that settles the point of putting back the presentation. I also saw Nicole who wanted to take screenshots. We shall solve that way. Sister, who is next? We are time bad.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Amara. Who is next? Politics, are you there? We are time bad. Politics, are you there? Okay, try to be as fast as possible. I've given you host right. Narule?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Are you presenting for politics?
Yes, teacher.
Please do.
Okay, teacher. I have 6 points to share. Like, how ICT can be used in politics. My first point is it can be used in online campaigns. For example, as we are in this COVID season, like we, for example, as we are, teacher, are you getting me?
Narule, please, we are hearing, and everyone is hearing you clearly. So proceed.
Okay.
Proceed.
I have been saying that it can be used in online campaigns. For example, in this COVID-19 season, due to COVID-19, you cannot campaign face to face, like people. Then you are campaigning. You have to use the online campaigns. You use ICT machines. My second point is it can be used to verify voters. For example, in voting, there is a certain machine they use to know that this one is in the register of their voters. My third point is it can be used to print ballot papers and posters. During the campaigns, there is no way that you can use it. You can use. They can use only ICT machines to print ballot papers, all posters, so that the applicants can get more voters. Even Parliament can use it for online meetings. For example, we are in this COVID-19 season. The Parliament can use it for online meetings to prevent the catching of coronavirus, the getting of coronavirus. It can be used in advertisements because the government can use advertisements to fight against bribery, against kidnapping, through using advertisements. That's what I had.
Okay. Thank you, Narule. Members, I think we are way past 3 p.m. Let me just want to give Mr. Daniel. Mukisa?
I have a question.
Yes, please. Please put the question very fast.
You can say that in politics, ICT can be used for online campaigns. But how? Meet with them at Zoom? How?
Okay, please, Narule, answer.
Okay. Online campaigns. Okay, like you can go on televisions and you campaign through televisions, because on televisions everybody can get you, even those ones who don't have, even those ones who don't have television can use radios to get you, like those village people.
Okay. He has, I think, tried to explain. Now, sister, any comment?
So, Miss Angela, I would like to thank Nanle. I think her points have been good. Only there is a point she talked of advertisement that the government using, and I thought it would be that maybe she could use another word instead of advertisement. I don't know how you look at it, but me, I would think at to me it would maybe sensitization maybe would work better for me. I don't know how you look at it because you say advertisement or something of that kind. To me it would mean maybe sensitizing the public.
Okay.
I don't know how to look at it.
Okay, that is very true. Besides not advertising, but I think sensitization of the public. Okay, members, I think we need to stop here. I believe we shall get some more time. I will ask for more time because we lost a lesson last week, and then we conclude this area of ICT application of ICTs because we have not had people from security. Okay, now can I request Namaganda Elizabeth to lead us in a closing prayer? Namaganda Elizabeth, can you lead us in a closing prayer?
Excuse me.
Namaganda, please lead us in a closing prayer. The Swahili teacher is already on call, and I don't want to get into a time.
Okay, let's humble ourselves and we pray. Lord Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the gift of life. We thank you for our dear loving teachers. Lord Father, may you please help us, guide us in the next lessons, Lord Father, through the week. Lord, we thank you for what you have taught us today. May we please get it in Jesus' name I've prayed. Amen.
Okay. Thank you for all your submissions. Thank you, Namaganda, for leading us in the closing prayer.
You're welcome.
Recording stopped.
I'm going to close this meeting, but please quickly join in as soon as the room is opened because we want to separate the recordings.